Hello, unerased tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright BlueAnkylo with me. You know the name. Last episode, we detectivized some more stuff for the Steel Samurai. Today we're back in court, and we're going to put someone away for life. Trial of Mr. Willpower, who is totally innocent. And if you keep trying to prove my client is guilty, Edgeworth, you are a fool. Totally ready. There is one thing I would have liked to pick up while I was at the scene of the crime that I happen to know about, but it's fine. Alright, let's go back to voice mode. Cough, cough. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Now, in that much, Edgeworth, you are correct. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge. He's always on the Edgeworth. It is kind of Judge Santa Claus. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Just needs a hat on. The prosecution calls Miss Diva says to the stand. Producer, who was present in Studio 2 trailer that day. Here she is. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Oh, this always works well for edgy. Oh, she actually said it. Good work. Good work, buddy. Answers, were you there at the scene of the crime with a question? Yes. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Ah, edgy. Alright, testimony time. Everyone's favorite part. Ma'am, no smoking. It's a good point. Maybe you can bring that up. Make her pay. Every time, Phoenix. Every time. Alright, testimony. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. The judge has a question. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? Take you where? Oh, the van. So in the van, Sal took her. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. Alright. I see. Very well. Cross-examine away. The final battle for Samurai, Steel Samurai Man. Okay, let's have a quick look at our evidence. What do we got? We got a van to drive to Studio 1. Now, she said they went at 4, didn't she? Okay, yeah, they had to go after 4 because the monkey head blocked it from 2:15 to 4. That's fine. So what is she lying about? The beginning doesn't really matter. The meeting began at 12 sharp, ended at 4. That is fine. She already talked about the break in between. So just start strong with the badge, yell, "I'm a lawyer." That's probably worth an exclamation point or two. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Yes. Yeah, apparently. 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks in front of the trailer. Not much. She didn't talk much, indeed. Alright, we're gonna push her on the body, perhaps. Because the body could not have been found there, given the evidence we had on day 2 from the kid. Oh, it doesn't even talk about the body. The T-bone steaks were pre-cooked, I believe. Penny made them earlier. Alright, we're gonna have to start pressing anyway. We'll start here, I guess. I don't see any weak points, so we'll just press randomly. Let's talk a bit more. No, we're not gonna get any more talking. Look, Edgeworth. We need to work together. Stop banging on your little desk. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. This rehearsal was scheduled for 5. So Willpower's nap from 1 to 5 does make sense, because he didn't know, he wasn't invited to the meeting. He was just supposed to have lunch, he rehearsed in the morning, have a nap, and then go to the fancy rehearsal with the director at 5. The producer at 5. Anyway, that didn't get us anywhere. Alright, let's press her on the taking. How many times? How many times did Sal take you? Okay. Hit your desk more. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Right. I guess that makes sense. If someone had murdered, what's his name? Jackhammer, you probably wouldn't have time to eat a T-bone. Well, the hint we're getting here is something about that last bit about eating it. So let's go there and we'll look at our evidence. Okay, so it has to be something about this. What have we got? What have we got for proof? This was in the employee area, different place. Different place. 5 years ago. Camera. Didn't Hammer eat the steak? The plate is from the other one, though, unfortunately. For those of you that weren't here for the first one, the plate was found in the employee area. Well, actually, didn't... If we could go back to witness testimony from day 2, I'm pretty sure... What's his name? The salmonella guy. I'm pretty sure he said only he missed lunch. Everybody else ate because he was doing something else. And then he was the one that wanted the lunch break because everyone else was had already eaten. So when she says Sal and I think she means Sal ate, and she didn't. The road was blocked. Okay, so I'm trying to clear it up for people in chat here, but yeah, the timeline went in the morning up till 12, they did some stuff in the employee area. At 1 o'clock, Willpower went to sleep, woke up at 5, found out that his jackhammer friend was dead in Studio 1. Everyone thought it was him. We found out that at 2 o'clock, someone wearing the Steel Samurai costume walked past here. And eventually we found out that they had to go down to Studio 2, because that's where the kid took a picture of it. So we saw the body over here in a picture, even though it was found over here. At 2:15, which is before, like 2:30 was the time of death. At 2:15, this road was blocked, and only people here could have killed the man, basically. So her, Salmonella, and the victim were the only people in Studio 2. So we're just trying to figure out how this all worked out. And I think because of I think if you could pull up witness testimony, you'd be fine here. But I have to, like, use a physical evidence to get linked up here. I'm pretty sure this will be the right way to go, though. I could be wrong. We got 5 tries. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. We don't have the picture the kid took anymore for some reason. We only have the picture from 5 years ago, which is not going to help with this one, I don't think. Look at this. A plate. This plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. Well, that's some attention to detail I wasn't paying attention to. The plates were bare. We should have took a picture of that. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too? She would like that, wouldn't she? No, you didn't eat any steak. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. There was an incinerator there. We never really investigated it very much. What was she doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking on Salmonella. No, she was meeting, well, the Steel Samurai that was actually Jackhammer. She totally eats the bone. Yeah. Many times, apparently. She was meeting the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Haha! Except that it was the samurai spear that did it. Says the evidence. Isn't that a little presumptuous? Don't you object to the judge? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Good thing I have 5 extra chances plus save state. Any day, Vasquez. Alright, serious business music, everyone. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How can I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Well, the truth is, at your beck and call, 4 gangsters will show up, so I'm pretty sure you can just call them out of nowhere and have them stab them. But, let's not fall into her trap. If she suggests that, she's just trying to bait us into saying that she could do it. When we already have testimony from, you know, so-called experts that it had to be a strong someone to use that samurai spear. So she couldn't have done it herself. Now, Soteraz, on day 1 or 2, we proved that it could not have been a kid or even the old bag. It had to be someone tough, apparently, because it's actually quite heavy for some reason. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Yeah. However, that has no bearing on this case. I'm not falling for your trap. The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Aha! The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. Except that the body was found not where he was murdered. We already know this is all messed up, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. This is the evidence that she really didn't want us to have. This is going to be complicated, but bear with me, guys. Take that. No, it's right. I know you well enough when you're going to present the wrong evidence. Come on, this is the right evidence. It's just the wrong time. I thought I had it. I thought I was at the right time. Fine. How are we proving the samurai spear was not used? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the picture that shows people dying to fence posts is a good idea. What else have we got here? Guide map, samurai, the spear itself. I mean, it is broken. See, I've tried to point that out before, and then they said, no, it could have still killed somebody. No. No. Well, I mean, if we could pull out the picture. Santa, know when you're wrong, exactly. 5-year-old photo. Unless I used it wrong, was I supposed to, like... No, you can't present it from here. No, no. It's not that. Well, my next guess will be... the... spear itself. I tried to use the fence in the picture. See, a lot of this, because it's a video game, the order of operations is very, very important. You have to play it out the way the designers wanted you to. Let's stop breaking the fourth wall, but the picture will be important next. I just had to do this first. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the... See, I could have said this on day 1. The spear was broken and supposedly the murder weapon. Someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. With duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Yeah, see? That's a good point! We should have made that point like 2 days ago. Silence. I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell, what was? How was Hammer killed? Uh-huh. Fine. I tried last time, but you wouldn't let me. I can tell you. Quiet sequence breaker, pretty much. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? My confidence is always founded, Judge. Very well, let's see this murder weapon. I tried to show it to you early, and you denied me. Let's try this again. Look at this photo. Somebody else dying on a fence. That's a jackhammer standing at the top of the stairs. Oh, playing tennis. I thought that would be jackhammer. Order in the court. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Show the lawyer's badge. Died from drills, probably. This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studio. Wonder how they disposed of the body. 1 second, Edgeworth. Hold your pantaloons. You still can't see it? Ha! I thought better of you. See the fallen man in the photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Just like that, except in real life? Yes. I'm saying what you thought I was saying. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again! Continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez, I still can't say that straight face, meets Jackhammer outside the Studio 2 trailer for some hammering. Then she did it. She pushed Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say, but they did cover it up. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely, Murder Fence has 2 victims. Someone, call Murder Fence to the stand. I'm not sure if that's ironic, but sure. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you. Just period. I could use a man like you. You deny what I say is true? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1. Yeah, I know! I keep yelling out loud, it could not have been my client because of inconsistencies with the prosecution's case. This whole thing should have been thrown out hours ago. In the evil magistrate's costume. Yeah, I know. Isn't that suspicious? Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer Well, I think you had help. How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, but the path was blocked. They had to do it later. No one checked Studio 1 until way later. There wasn't enough time. How could she have dealt with the body? Well, she had a help, and she had a van. She had another way. She had her eraser men. What if she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands? For instance, actually, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Specifically, we're not worried about the time just yet. She did have her summon goon spell, that is correct. But even without that, she had a van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Ha! Music change. Now you're in for it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Yeah, the love van. Also included some, what's the word for that one with the dead people? Let's not talk about that too much. Necrophiliac, or whatever it's called. Necrophiliism, something. I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Necrovan, exactly. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? She's looking uglier by the minute. No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win! I win! And she's a terrible actress, but that's it. So, confetti? Party time? Don't cue me, question mark me. Don't you have something to say? Maybe you're sorry? Accident? Present badge now. I lost something. I just said that. D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Where's my confetti party? Who can say? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. See, if it was only this easy for us to get our clients off of murder trials, every single case we did would be easy. But every time, we have to find the murderer. Whereas she is like, oh, you can't prove this was me because, maybe Salmonella did it. I have way more decisive proof that you killed than that Will Hammer's killed. Will Powers, sorry. What are you saying? Diva, you need to go to jail. Shut your trap. Edgeworth is off the rails himself. Yes, it's possible my client killed the victim. Are we done here? Pretty much. It does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Is there? If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again. We need proper testimony that we can chop up. Actually, maybe what we need to do is call Salmonella to the stand, actually. She's not going to say anything else, I don't think. Let's get Salmonella up there and have him tell us the truth. Or find a discrepancy. I was hoping I'd come up with a question while pounding on my desk. I didn't. To come so far... We haven't failed yet. What are you talking about? It's totally not our guy. It's her or Salmonella. That's all there is possible here. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Judge. Oh, Edgeworth, now you're objecting. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting. Yes! Thank you, Edgeworth. I didn't. So we pounded on their desk. He objected. Nobody had any good ideas. Oh, I'm crying. I see very well. Objection again! Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor. Oh, man. So good. I just want to hear your testimony again. I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth? I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, Indeed, verily, I say, ergo, Stamp, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Why did Edgeworth... Well, he's not... Maybe he's not as bad as he looks. Maybe. He probably realized she did it too. Wasn't he the one saying he always gets a guilty verdict? Well, this would be a guilty verdict for someone else, even if it wasn't Willpower. Willhammer and... and Jack Power. Edgeworth... Well, we've got lots to learn about him still. Alright, testimony version 2. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I can't remember what Penny said. I think she might have been there. Power hammer, even better. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Cross-examination. Thanks, Edgy, for giving me something to cross-examine. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Alright. I'm not sure what I'm looking for yet, but we can get it. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. We're just gonna have to keep pressing her, and pressing her, and pressing her again. All night long. What time was it? To meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Manila arrive at the studio? 10 minutes before 5. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder! Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh. What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costume? Yeah, and I just said could have. Boy. Ah. Continue her testimony. The assistant was there, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder. Uh-huh. Press harder! Wait a second. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense. Exactly. Maybe there was 2 people that had been murdered, for all you know. There could have been some lone gunman running around killing people. Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. I suppose that explains that. Very well, continue. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. It's not how I imagine walking into a murder scene would be. I think Oldbag would be flapping and screaming, and Penny would be crying. I don't know what the creepy director Salmonella would be doing, though. We stood there until Powers arrived. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. No pun intended, indeed. Not believable. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. How about I present you my attorney's badge? The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. That doesn't sound like silence to me. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? You know, here's another point. If the camera takes a picture of anyone that goes by, but Powers was definitely in the employee area on the right side of things, like, say it was on the right side of things over here, it took his picture going to the left to studio whatever he went to, supposedly. But they didn't find him over here. They found Willpower back over here with no picture of him going the other direction. More pressing required. Did the detective arrest Miss Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Great. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. Well, that much we know. You asked to be left out? I don't think you have that authority. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. The studio thinks otherwise? Yeah, except we've already proved that you were totally involved. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. That's fair. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Except she didn't even have the script, she kept bugging us to go find it. More pressing. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. The broken ankle. Wait, you didn't know that before you left. Hold on. Order of operations failure, Miss Vasquez. When you left the trailer at Studio 2, you could not have known... we got her. No, Phoenix. More pressing required. Thank you, Edgeworth. Thank you for speaking up for logic. I have an objection. Yes! Teamwork! Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the scripts because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Ha! Take that! Good work, Edgeworth. High five. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? Ha! That'll never happen. I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Look, he doesn't like this chick either. It's fair. Huh. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? A kangaroo court. No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do it. See, this is what I thought she was going to say originally. But she had to go incriminate herself by saying she knew because of the murder that she shouldn't take her script with her. Let's press her on it. How did you know about the injury? Yes. Sal told her. Have to peg this on her. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. You've reset it. Alright, I forget exactly how this all went. Immediately call the police. The security lady called Bags. We spent a lot of time getting her to change this... not that part. Okay. This part here, she went back to the trailer to get her script and direction notes that she didn't take with her because she already knew he was dead. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. So what have we got? How did she know that? She said Sal told her. What am I missing? Let's run through some stuff here again. In the morning, I'm pretty sure Sal was here. She was here too, actually, because she had a stake here. Or... actually, I don't remember if she was there for the morning routine. I don't remember if that ever got cleared up. But Will and Jack were doing their fight scene, and Old Beg was there because she patched the spear up. And that's when Willpower got injured. I think Sal was supposed to be there. And then Will went to sleep. Everybody else went to Studio 2. Well, her and Sal were in Studio 2, and then Jackhammer had to go by, stole the outfit, and go by the camera at 2 p.m. to meet her at her lunch break. Not sure what I'm looking for here. I'm still not sure why Jackhammer was faking the limp as he went past the camera on his way to meet her. Maybe he was planning to kill her. I'm not sure if that's been cleared up. I don't think... the defense just sitting there for 10 minutes flipping through evidence. Pretty much. What am I missing here? It's got to be something to do with this script thing, right? That's fine. That's fine. It's probably correct. Alright, we're gonna have to start trying stuff out. Even better than flipping through evidence for 10 minutes trying to figure stuff out will be randomly guessing stuff because you forget how it works. Alright, it's got to be something for this one, so... I mean, Edgeworth and I, we spent all that time getting her to adjust this line. It's got to be something. So, my guess is it's related to... Hammer and the costume. Wait a second. Wait a second. Names. I knew that Hammer was injured. Willpower was injured. Hammer was fine. Ah! I got you now. I'm not sure how to prove that with evidence. Probably the picture. Yeah. You said the wrong name. Unless it's this. And it doesn't say anything about that. Alright, let's get her. Phoenix, you need to say what I'm telling you to say. How did she know that Jackhammer was injured when he wasn't injured and it was actually willpower? You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? Haha, I figured it out, guys. Took me a while. I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Haha! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo. I don't even know why, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers for some reason that we'll maybe never figure out. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Attention to detail. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. But when they were practicing, they weren't wearing their outfits. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez! You saw Hammer limping. You didn't actually hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Haha! Rabble, rabble. Hammer, hammer. Stamp. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. You don't get to ask the questions. You're the witness. You don't get to ask the questions. Why are the real killers so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. You know, I could have said the same thing about Willpower's lack of motive, but no one would have cared. Yes, you would need a motive. Funny how now we need to worry about motives. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? Can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can prove it. I have proof, and I'll show it to you. Evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. Well, it's gotta be the fact that she has blackmail on him. And I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to make it up as we go. Take that! This is my proof. This is what she didn't want us to see, so it has to be the proof. Same photo as before, where I used it to prove that the spikes are dangerous. This photo reveals the motive in the murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial, it began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the X-Star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, and not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Alright. Explain Miss Vasquez's motive. Okay, hold on a second, Judge. Give me just a second here. Motive. It's probably related to the fact that Jack Hammer was pretending... Wait a second. She didn't think it was Mr. Jack Hammer that she was killing. She thought it was willpower at the time because she thought it was willpower inside of the Steel Samurai costume when she killed him. Maybe. Yeah. Santa figures it out by going to trial, taking people to trial. I'm gonna go with the, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here yet. Oops. Lower this thing at the bottom. No. Okay, hold on. I gotta rearrange something here. My video settings got just tweaked a little accidentally. View. Window size. That's too big. It's not big enough, but I can fix it. Alright. Fixed. Mostly fixed. Hold on. There's one problem. Sorry guys, pause for just a second while I fix this up. There you go. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I think Mr. Blue is right. The answer is the photo of Hammer. Well, so what was I talking about? Again, that I think the key to this case, as I was getting to, all along, people keep mixing up who the Steel Samurai is. This is not willpower. This is Jack Hammer. She thought she was killing someone else. We're gonna give it a try. This is my proof. You didn't even look at it. Incorrect. Okay, well the other thing I was going to go for was the sleeping pills. The court requests that you find your marbles event immediately. Penalized. Use an exclamation mark. Explodes one of them. Alright, well I thought that was right. But, okay. Along the same line of logic, she mixed the two up, but the reason she would have killed Jack Hammer was because he was pretending to be willpower. Because he was unsatisfied with his current position. So he put willpower to sleep to go confront her about something. So we're going to use the plate. Alright, come on. Come on, plate. Again! Nothing. We're not doing so good, guys. That's 0 for 2. I'm trying, Maya. I'm trying. I mean, it could be that we're supposed to say she had no motive. I don't buy that. She had motive. I mean, it could have still been the sleeping drugs, but instead of the plate, I'm supposed to use the sleeping pills. Could be the picture. I mean, I've got 2 more strikes, basically. Sleeping bottle and picture. That's all I got left for possibilities here. I already used the picture. It's gotta be the sleeping thing, right? Nope. So 0 for 3. We're crumbling. I'm running out of tries. Maya, you gotta help me out. I don't know now. I'm lost. Attorney's match. I used the picture. I thought that was good. I used the sleeping pills. I thought that was good. It can't be this again, can it? I've already used this thing twice. I guess that's her. She watched Jackhammer kill him. Maybe it's this thing again because he was going to go public with it. No, he didn't have the picture anyway. See, only Oldbag had the picture. Maybe he was just going to tell the truth. He was going to tell the truth. Alright, that's what we're going to go with. If I fail this one, we have to say she has no motive because I'm going to lose. 5-year-old photo. He was going to come clean. Nope. Nope. We've got no marbles left. We're down to 1 exclamation mark. Well, the game has stumped me on this one. This one little point. No matter what I was thinking, they keep killing me. We're just going to put a save in there. Maybe she had no motive. Maybe that was the trick. She's just a cold-blooded murderer. It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood? All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. I guess. That's not as good as my theory. It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. Sure. Sure, Phoenix. I mean, he did steal the samurai outfit and pretend to be... Maybe he was trying to get willpower. Maybe that was it. We don't really know much about Jackhammer. Maybe he murdered his friend 5 years ago, and now she's been blackmailing him for 5 years. And maybe he really hates willpower for some reason. So he decides to sleeping pillarize, to knock out his buddy, and then he pretends to be his buddy. Well, he's not his buddy. He drugs his co-worker, steals his outfit, pretends to be his co-worker, and plans to kill his boss and pin it on his co-worker. I guess. Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers. We know that much. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. He wore the costume to fool the security lady. Then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill divas, who had so cruelly taken advantage. I mean, he might have had motive to kill her at least. Oh, no smoking allowed. Objection sustained. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. Self-defense. I don't like that. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah. Then they covered it up. You can't really call it self-defense if you cover it up and try to blame someone else for it. Can you? Manuel fell from the stairs. Oh, this was 5 years ago. That was Manuel. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, stay calm. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... Alright, maybe her lover was killed. Alright, so she... Yeah, she had some problems with the original murder 5 years ago. Congratulations. Manuel was someone from 5 years ago who died in a very similar situation to how Jackhammer died this time. It got a bit weird. as calm and collected as ever. Well, I don't like it. I wanted to get her for premeditated murder and trying to cover it up and pin it on other people, moving the body, obstruction of justice, all that stuff. But as long as my client is innocent, that's what counts. Another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not... Edgeworth has had a change of heart the last couple missions. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Party time! Excellent! Confetti for all. That is all. The court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12. Defendant lobby number 3, and we did it without Mia helping today. Alright, Will. You're a free man. Just like Freeman. Another game with puns. It takes off pants. Yeah, I guess Mr. Hammer wasn't really your friend. He wanted to kill Vasquez, and he'll frame you for it, indeed. Sonic the Werewolf. It's Geralt in the early days. Tell me why. We never figured that out. Plus, he's dead. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Oh, okay, I got it. Let's wrap it all up, guys. I know. He wanted to blame you because he was jealous. He was jealous that the kids thought you were awesome. Mr. Hammer was a big star once. He was reduced to acting as the villain. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. Well, I didn't figure it out until way too late, but there you go. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. Yeah, I mean, this willpower guy seems like a pretty nice dude. I'm just glad it's all over. Yeah. Now, about that paycheck, you know, lawyer's fees. Lawyer's fees. You're a big shot actor, right? Awesome. I thought they said you were closing down the this TV show. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume. I'm also pretty sure that costume was incinerated. Oh. Just because the producer's going to jail and the director's probably a pedophile and the main villain of the series is now a dead murderer. It's all good. Hey there, Edgy. Something. Huh? Oh man, back to the after years now. That was too bad, Edgeworth. I'm not really a gloater. He actually helped us out a little there, so... Clearly no pants on Edgeworth. Yeah, just assume all the guys that you get to see in these cutscenes, they're always completely nude from the waist down. That'll probably make the game way better. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Oh, by the way, this is my defendant you probably met. Ah, you like the little kid TV shows, huh? Right? I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Let's not talk about the bottom half of the situation. Yes, unease and uncertainty. You make me feel things I've never felt before. They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. We're breaking up. Uh-huh. Is this guy your friend? Well, I mean, he's prosecutor and I'm the defense attorney. I guess that makes us rivals. Except for when he helped me. You're missing something, Maya. Backstory, deny. Not deny? We got our freak on, but we're not friends. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. And everyone was happy with the Pink Princess! No, I'm not. Maya, you just tell me what happens. I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too. No, I do not. We don't even have any money. Nobody pays us, Maya. We have to trade with Cody and the assistant. No, we don't. They're probably out of work too after that studio got shut down. Oh, wait a second. Willpower is the lead princess? I wonder if they'll show his real face. Yeah, from the mind of a pedophile, Pink Princess. That's a good point. Assuming the director is the same person. Enjoy, Sailor Moon. Alright, that is episode complete. Completer. So, YouTube, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'll see you guys back for the next episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Ankylo. I suppose I should remind people to leave a like every now and then, so reminded.